And welcome back to the My Big Dream Podcast. I'm your host, Rachel Baker, and I'm so glad you're here. Today's episode wasn't planned. I woke up this morning with such a strong urgency to talk to you about money, not in a way that stresses you out, not in a way that makes you feel behind, but in a way that finally opens your eyes to what's possible for you. Here's the truth. You cannot build anything from fear. You cannot grow anything from doubt. And you absolutely cannot master money while believing you are powerless. So today, we're going to shift that completely. Let me start by saying this. If money has felt heavy, stressful, confusing, or out of control, you're not alone. I've been there, right where you are. You wake up thinking about bills, you fall asleep thinking about bills, you're scared to check your bank account, you feel behind even when you're trying your best, and you keep telling yourself, one day, it will get better. But I want you to hear me. Money is not the problem. Your fear around money is. And once that fear loosens its grip, everything changes. There's a real transformation that happens when you master your money. And you need to know what it looks like, because right now you may be living from fear, but you're being called into so much more. You are so powerful and you don't even see it. I didn't even see it. We go from survival to scarcity to fear to overwhelm, avoidance, chaos. I never have enough. I don't know where to start. Money is controlling you. You've got to shift that to clarity, confidence, calm, stability, abundance. I know exactly where my money is going. I can start with what I have today. You controlling your money, not your money controlling you. This is not just a budgeting shift. This is a complete identity shift. You go from living in reaction to living in authority. You go from emotional panic to emotional peace. You go from not enough to, this is my starting point. This is where your power begins. Money is something I'm extremely passionate about, and being completely honest, I didn't want to teach about money. But you have to start there. You have to fix some of these things, some of these beliefs that you have around money so you can change your entire life. But if you don't fix these beliefs, if you don't fix your starting point, you're going to be stuck in the same loop over and over again. I started my business with $20, and I started that with a why of I just want to take care of my family. I want everything to be okay. My why was so big, it drove me to figure it out. I went from reading no books to reading 1 book a month to 2 books a month to 3 books a month, and sometimes up to 4 books a month. I was so just hungry for the knowledge to figure it out. And I did, and it worked. I started with $20, which is practically nothing. And you've heard me say this before, but we're now in 5,000 square foot building. We have a full team that runs the store. My husband stays home with our 2-year-old son. He helps me behind the scenes of the store. It's just, we had nothing 5 years ago. Just going to work, getting a paycheck, and the paycheck wasn't enough. I don't want to say nothing. There was a paycheck, and we were okay, but still that constant mode of fear and survival. We were just trying to make it. So I tell you all that not to brag, just for you to see that it is possible. It is possible to start with what you have and change your entire life. But without that shift, that belief, it's not going to work. You can take as many courses as you want to take on money. I took courses on money. I learned the Dave Ramsey method. I learned the debt snowball, all those things. And not that they're bad, but if you don't start with the initial shift, it's not going to work. Money is a tool, and it is meant to be used as a tool. Money is not bad. Money is not evil. Money can do so much good in this world, and it can do so much good for your life. But you have to shift the belief that money is evil and money is bad. Having too much is wrong. Money is only a tool. It is meant to be used for good, and it is okay to have money. I've talked about the My Big Dream books, that they are available on Amazon. I take a lot of time to figure out what it is that I want in my life. And one of the things that I've come up with, I have a plan for several $1 million. If I was to get millions of dollars right now, I'd actually have a place to plug every bit of that money. But one of my favorite things to say is, I want more money than I know what to do with. And that is a lot of money, because I have plans to do so much good. And I know with those plans, if I even got more, I would do even more good. It's not going to make me selfish or greedy. I want more money than I know what to do with, because I will do so much good in this world with that money. I'm not afraid of money anymore. I have bank accounts ready to receive money. I have it waiting for it. I've prepared that place for it to go, and I have plans for it. Money doesn't scare me anymore. I've overcome those fears, and I want you to do the same, because once you overcome that fear of money, you go from survival mode to a whole new level, a level of abundance, a level of power, a level of creativity. Let's talk about something spiritual for a second, because money and faith are more connected than people realize. Most of us have heard the story where Jesus feeds 5,000 people. He had 5 loaves and 2 fish, and it wasn't enough, not even close. But Jesus didn't say, well, we can't do anything until we have more. No, he blessed what they had, and it multiplied. Not right in front of their eyes, but as the baskets were passing around, everyone ate, everyone was full, and there was some left over. Another story not quite as common is the widow's oil. There was a woman who had nothing left but a tiny jar of oil. She was in debt, she was scared, and she didn't know how she was going to take care of her home. She did what so many of us do. She looked at what she didn't have and assumed it wasn't enough. But she was told something simple. Go, get empty vessels, and start pouring. So she gathered as many vessels as she could get. And yes, the oil flowed and flowed until they were all full. It only stopped when she stopped pouring. So let me say that again. The oil didn't stop because it ran out. The oil stopped because she stopped. That's the part right there the entire message is about. These stories aren't about lack. These stories are about possibility. This is the power of start where you are, use what you have, and believe it can multiply. That's how money works. If you want money to multiply in your life, you have to stop saying you're broke. These negative words shape your reality. All right, grab your journal. I want to do a little work. Honestly answer this question. What do you have today you would start with? Don't write what you wish you had. Don't write what's missing. Write what's real. Income, ideas, skills, customers, time, items you can sell, opportunities in front of you, courage to begin. Look at your list. This is your starting point, just like the loaves, just like the oil, just like every miracle that started small. This is your starting point. Repeat this out loud, or just say it in your heart. I am thankful for what I have, and I believe more is coming. Say it again. I am thankful for what I have, and I believe more is coming. So in closing, you are not meant to stay stuck. You are not meant to live in fear. You are not meant to avoid your money and hope for a miracle. You are meant to lead it. You are meant to multiply it. You are meant to start small and watch it grow. Mastering your money isn't about having more. It's about believing more is possible. Start where you are. Be thankful for what you have. Use what you can, and believe in multiplication. Because once you do, your money will begin to follow your leadership instead of your fear. And that's when everything changes. All right, you know what to do. Like and subscribe this video. Jump on the I Am Rachel Baker website. I have a free guide there for you. As well as if you have not got your copy of the My Big Dream book, they are available on Amazon. Just search Rachel Baker, My Big Dream. Until next time, go get those dreams.